Hey, what's going on, guys? Today I want to talk to you about everything Pokemon coming out in 2026. So, there's a lot of information that seems to be getting leaked out there, specifically about set numbers, piece count, and some prices. We don't know anything about actual sets. These are all just the number side of things, but it is kind of interesting. A lot of people seem to be developing a lot of theories, guesses regarding what we're going to be receiving. For example, a lot of people believe that we're going to be getting 18 plus sets to actually start with Pokemon. It seems like they want to lean towards into more of the adult collecting side of things. I don't know if that's because it allows them to have more detailed pieces in their sets, to also charge more for their sets as well, make them more collector sets. So I found that kind of interesting. I also noticed online reading that for some reason there seems to be an idea going out there that we're going to get more buildable Pokemon figures, like the piece buildables, than more of a minifigure size scaled Pokemon and even minifigures. So it's kind of interesting. So the first thought I had initially, after getting that cool Gizmo set that just came out a couple days ago for Gremlins, I do have a feeling we're going to get a buildable Pokemon Pikachu. At the very least, maybe if they're going to do a whole whack of stuff with the 151 starter Pokemon, maybe we'll get a Charmander, a Bulbasaur, and a Squirtle as well. But I see them definitely like just right off the rip, starting with like a foot and a half tall Pikachu that's buildable. I mean, I'm excited. That's a cool idea. I like that. As well as I think we're gonna get some type of Pokedex, a life-size version collectible. I could see it happening. They just came out with the Game Boy. Not sorry, it hasn't come out. It's coming out October 1st, but they've announced it already. That's $80 Canadian, and I think it's 60 American. So I could see something similar, right? Bring out a Pokedex. Now, I think they might be able to do some kind of same similar things with that Game Boy. You know those little foil cards that they have, the holographic cards? It'd be really cool if in the Pokedex they'd have a spot where you could actually change out those holographic cards, maybe have some different displays or just show different Pokemon on the card. I think that'd be really, really cool. It'd be even crazier if they had a Pokedex, and then for like the 151 first Pokemon, they have a holographic card for every single one of them. And then you just switch out whichever Pokemon that you say you own at the time. I think that would be really awesome. But some very interesting things are kind of happening. One thing I've noticed, it seems like, I believe it's February 26th. It's called Pokemon Day. So that's in the Pokemon world, and apparently Lego is going to try and release most of the sets for the first wave on that day or around that same time to kind of follow the hype of Pokemon. So we are going to see, I think, some Pokemon proper official announcements at the very least at the beginning of January, hopefully. I don't think we'll see anything till then. I think they're going to keep this pretty tight-lipped. I'm honestly surprised that anybody even has set numbers or has any kind of inclination. Maybe they're just really kind of like going off of what they think they're going to see, but I don't think there's like anything completely confirmed. The next thing though that's kind of interesting that I wanted to talk about, apparently there is a Pokemon specific set coming out in the Lego Ideas page. Sorry, not Lego Ideas. The Lego, is it Lego Insiders? I think it's Lego Insiders. It's their reward page. So when you shop on lego.com or you go into the stores and you have an account with them, you save up points. There is some items that you can actually use those points directly on, and then you can get a cool kind of like a GWP, but this is one that you're actually paying for because you're getting your cash back from your purchases and you're using that towards this set. But apparently we're going to get a Pokemon specific one. Now, that's kind of interesting. I don't know what exactly, like detail wise, what we're going to get for that. Like, would that be the Pokedex one? Apparently, there's supposed to be a $650 adult Pokemon set, 18 plus set coming. So, this Insider's set is supposed to pair with that expensive set. You're supposed to buy the expensive one, and then you can get the other one to kind of match with it. So I don't know what that exactly like entails. What there's no kind of information about what that set may or may not be, but people are a little like excited and kind of upset because a lot of people understand and realize that at the end of the day, this isn't a free set. It's not a set that you're using fake points on. You earn your points by spending your hard-earned money. So it's a set that it's like you can only afford if you're spending a lot of money already on the site anyways, because again, it's locked away behind point system. So it's not going to be a set that you can just spend 25 bucks on. So yeah, I found that to be pretty interesting. There's a lot of like just randomness seeming to going on with this. One of the scariest things that is honestly looming over everybody, and I'm seeing at least everybody mention it for a good 30-20 seconds, is the scalper world of Pokemon. So now that we're seeing both worlds collide, right? Lego and then Pokemon coming together, obviously it's kind of scary because everybody knows in the last year, all you gotta do, Google Pokemon outrage. You're gonna get like it is basically like the street fights of 2010 YouTube. It's crazy. Like there's just so much going on, so many fights, so much catcalling, so much aggression, so much stealing of product. It's kind of a nightmare. I don't know how Lego is like trying to manage it. It's nuts. And now they're also kind of like Lego is inviting that chaos right to their front doorstep. So I do highly expect that these sets are going to be scalped. They're going to be hard to find. They're probably going to be sold for at least double of what they're asking for. And you know, the reason why I also believe this too is even with just the regular Lego sets, they're not easy to get right now. So for example, I'm struggling to get the new Spider-Man collectible minifigure series. I can't seem to get it. I've got an order on Amazon. I pre-ordered it, okay, for a September 1st release back in August, maybe 15th or something. Now, my order is still waiting to be shipped. I'm expecting it this September 29th to November 5th, so a full month after release. Still haven't gotten it. I just ordered on Lego's website some more CMF figures. Those have been shipped or on the way, but I still haven't received them. So like a full month later, I haven't even got that. I went to go and buy the Lego One Piece back in August. I wanted to buy that Going Merry, so I went to my local box stores first, couldn't find it. Then I went on Amazon. For the first like week or so, the item was so hot, I couldn't find it. I couldn't buy it. So I've just like I gave up. So I'm waiting on that one. Ended up picking up the what is it called? Arlong's Park, Battle at Arlong's Park. So I picked up that set instead. But those are just some examples of how Lego is very difficult to acquire. It's hot. It's such a hot commodity. So any Lego Pokemon sets, I don't even know if I'm gonna get my hands on them. Like I don't even know if there's gonna come a point where it slows down in the hype. I think this hype train is just gonna keep on steaming. They're gonna keep throwing that coal in there, and they're gone. Like they are gone. I I don't know. This is gonna be nuts. Even if Lego does some affordable sets, right? Some cheaper version ones, anything under 30 bucks, and tries to put them on like some of the smaller shelves, and those are like easy grabbables, those are gonna sell like hotcakes too. Okay? These Pokemon fans ain't messing around. I don't think Lego really understands, okay? You are combining two multi-billion dollar companies and you're just like, figure it out. Good luck. You know what I mean? Like, let's print some billions. And, you know, like, ultimately, the one great thing is hopefully with how much money Lego is going to be making from this Pokemon uh, collaboration, hopefully in the future that means that Lego is willing to invest their money on individual IPs that are fresh, ones that are creative, that are new, and ones that are Lego specific. I believe I could be wrong right now, but I'm just going to mention it. It's called Monkey Kid. I think that's a Lego specific brand that they created, and it's a brand that I think it's dying. I don't think they're releasing new sets for, but stuff like that. I hope Lego will continue to invest money going forward into small IPs like that, because you know there's many aspects to Lego, and one thing that's going to be kind of worrisome about this Pokemon set coming out next year too is the fact that they're going to take up a lot of shelf space. Not even if there's a lot of, like, let's say they only release 6 sets to start with in the first month. It's not a lot of sets, but you know the quantity, they're going to be double stacking them shelves, okay? Because them shelves are going to be getting torn apart. So they're going to be double up on sets really making sure that their inventory is out there. And I've already seen some people mention that it looks like Super Mario, possibly even Animal Crossing, and obviously some other themes are unfortunately going to take a hit on the shelves. So they're going to lose their shelf space to the Pokemon new sets. Obviously, you can't really get too upset because a lot of sets end up disappearing every year for a new theme. For example, One Piece coming out this year in August. There was a whole whack of, I think it was 7 or 9 sets in total with the Brickheads for that series. So obviously some other brands and themes had to lose out and make a little way and make a little space for One Piece. So similar things going to happen with Pokemon. I just think it's going to be on a greater scale. And yeah, we're going to lose some of those Super Mario sets. I know a lot of people feel like it's no harm, no foul. They didn't really care about them too much to begin with, but I do think it's kind of interesting, right? Like your homeboy Mario, especially after he just got a new movie trailer, right? We're getting Mario Galaxy, so the second animated Mario movie, I believe next year or the year after, but the trailer's out. So it's like they ain't showing a lot of love to Mario. They're going all in on Pikachu. So, hey, that's interesting as well. The last thing I'd like to talk to you guys about that I'm finding kind of interesting is this new brick called the Action Brick. First time I'm hearing about this. I haven't heard anything. I know they've got mechanical bricks, they've got their light up bricks, but this is apparently a new, I'm assuming hybrid brick. This is a brick that's possibly going to make noises, possibly has motor functions where like it maybe vibrates or something. I do believe that it's going to have lights for sure. So this is a brick that's not a one size fits all or one color or anything. It is going to be a different shape, different everything every time. They're calling it the action brick. So the intended idea here is to make play sets more playable, make them more engaging, colorful, fun, stuff like that. So yeah, I'm interested. One example that I've seen is that possibly they're gonna put this in Star Wars as well in the X-Wing. So maybe like a light piece to make that set look brighter. Now, an instant downside that I've seen and I read online is that this could also make it where the sets are more expensive. Because like every other mechanical brick set, train set, anything like that with electronics or light up bricks, they are usually inherently a little bit more expensive. So I don't know if it's a plus or a negative. I do know, however, though, maybe we're gonna get a light up Pikachu. That's the first thought I had. I'm like, maybe you will like, I don't know if it would be the cheeks, right? You get two red pieces in there that are like bright red. Maybe do that. Like that could be interesting. Some stuff like that. So yeah, I don't know how they're going to implement that, but apparently Action Brick is going to be a new piece that gets used in mini sets. So not just Pokemon going in the future. So yeah, I'm interested to see how they implement that. Really, really cool. One more quick thing I want to talk about. I kind of lied there. One more thing I want to talk about quickly is the fact that we might not get a lot of minifigure sized Pokemon trainers or even Pokemon themselves. I'm a little disappointed, okay? I'm a huge minifigure fan. I'm a huge, like, small fig fan, or sorry, big fig fan, but still in the minifigure size kind of category. I don't care for buildable figs too much. There's a place for them. There is a spot for them in this collector's world. For me and for what I'm collecting, I don't like it too much. I'm really hoping we can stick to the size of minifigures and or to that scale or even like a big fig style size. Now that we have 3D printings, I was hoping they would use that stuff to solve any kind of hard issues they would have with molds, but yeah, we don't really know yet. So I'm still got my fingers crossed. There's no pictures yet. There's no hard evidence that that isn't the case, that we aren't getting minifigures. I've just seen a lot of people talk about these sets are going to be more brick buildables. They're also going to be bigger play sets, not even necessarily possibly a gym. So interesting, very interesting. I don't know what Lego's going for exactly. You got your obvious ones, right? You're gonna have to get like some type of Pokeball, a Pokedex, and then a couple of your gym trainers at some point. Like you got to get Ash, Misty, and Brock or something. Like so there's a couple like mandatories that got to happen right away in the first wave. But it'll be interesting to see how they present them for us. So yeah, that's the end of this video today, guys. Comment down below what your thoughts are on Pokemon. Is it going to get scalped? Do you guys even care about it? Is this all you're waiting for in 2026? Is this your most hyped brand for Lego theme? I would love to hear your thoughts. Comment down below. Until next time, though, guys, I'll catch you all in another video very, very soon. Peace out, y'all.